Ready? My name is Rod. I'm here with Dr. Smith's office, and let me give you about 5 seconds of how I got here. I was an athlete in college. I've had a catastrophic knee injury, and over time my knee had kind of gone bad. But as a result of 6 knee operations, I was kind of out of alignment, Dr. Smith's term. One day I woke up after a pretty heavy leg exercising period. I used to squat heavy weights. And I woke up with hip pain. And I went to the doctor. The doctor said, take this. Lasted about a week. That didn't work. He recommended I see a pain management guy. I did. The pain management guy gave me 2 injections in my my left hip. They lasted about 25 minutes after each session. I was still in pain. The guy who recommended me was an anesthesiologist named Dr. Wang. In one session, he looked at me and said, Ron, you know, we could do surgery on this, but I think you ought to go see somebody with some experience in muscles and joints. And I kind of gave him a look like, oh, what is this going to be? And he said, I want you to go see a guy named Dr. John Smith. And I said, okay, who is this guy? He said, he's a board-certified chiropractor. And I started laughing and said, this isn't going to work. And he said, no, Rod, trust me, go. So reluctantly, I called Dr. Smith's office, got an appointment that day, saw Dr. Smith, and the first thing about Dr. Smith that struck me was, first off, he's a younger guy than me, which made me jealous, and secondly, he was very straightforward and very upbeat. I told him to his face that I didn't touch chiropractors. I'd been to one before. I'd had physical therapy. I wasn't used to this stuff, and I wasn't going to take a lot of grief from the guy. Dr. Smith said, here's what my promise is to you, Rod. If I can't help you within the first couple sessions, I'll either find someone who can, or we'll come up with something different. And here's the way I work the process. Here's the plan of care for you. And he outlined an extensive plan of care. He said, what are your objectives? And I said, here's what I want to be able to do when I'm done with this. And he said, we can do that. But in order for it to work, you have to do the exercises that I give you, and you have to be consistent in your participation in the exercises, as well as doing it outside of here, because I'm going to see you a couple times a week, but the rest of the time you have to do this on your own. Being in quite a bit of pain, I said, okay, I'll try it. Within 3 weeks, probably 5 sessions, my hips started to feel better. Within a month, I was able to walk without pain. And before that, I couldn't sit, I couldn't drive. It was like somebody had a stake and was sticking it in my butt. And after that, it was good to go. I've been a patient of Dr. Smith's now for about, I want to say 2 years, maybe a little more than that. I go to him periodically when I have stiffness and soreness. We kind of have a weekly schedule where I show up and he does the adjustments. Trust me, it's worth all the time and pain. If you can get over the first couple sessions where he challenges you to find out the limits, it's well worth the effort. So I have recommended Dr. Smith to everybody that I know. I've recommended it to my friends who are reluctant to go. I don't know how many have come, but trust me, it's worth it. If I could stand on my head and do tricks, I would do it for the camera, but nobody wants to see it. So anyway, yeah, Dr. Smith is the real deal, so don't hesitate to go see him.